Hey guys, it's Amy at Zoe back, and I'm going to start my next reading vlog. This is going to go from Sunday afternoon to Thursday afternoon. So again, I'm taking part in several readathons. One of them happens to be a weekend readathon. And then this one that, for this part of the week, it'll be Victober and some other, well, not other readathons, but other books I want to read, because I can't just read one kind of book. I read a lot of different things. So I did the first weekend of Halloween readathon put on by Books with Lexi, so that'll be the vlog that's before this one. I had a lot of fun with that, and I'm glad I did it. So anyway, now it's about, I ended it a little early because I had a DNF. So it's 3:45, and I am now switching to reading anything I want. So I have no idea what I'm going to read right now. I have a couple of books I'm in the middle of. So I'm not going to say what I'm going to read yet, because I got a couple of library books that came in today that I went and picked up. And then I have tons of books, either on my TBR that I talked about in my Victober video, or my fall TBR. And then I have all the other books that I own that I want to read. So I could be all over the place. The only thing I'm carrying over that for sure I will be reading, there's actually 3 things. The first is a buddy read I'm doing with Berna at Burnish Bookish Adventures. This is Big Little Spells by Hazel Beck. It's the second book in the Witch Lore series. So we started this on Saturday, so I read part on Saturday, part on Sunday, and then we have 3 more parts left. So tomorrow I'll read the next part. So I will be continuing this. This is a paranormal, I would say, romance series about a small little Missouri town, and there are witches, and we're following a group of friends who are kind of fighting against the established witches, which is interesting. So things are happening, and so we're following, in this one, the sister of the main character of the first book, and it's her story. And so far I'm enjoying it. I don't love it, but I'm enjoying it enough. And so we'll see how it goes. Again, so it's kind of witchy, you know, for the season. But anyway, we're buddy reading that book. And then I have 2 Victober books that I will continue probably tomorrow or Tuesday. I think Tuesday probably, but we'll see how Monday goes. It depends, which I'll get to in a minute. I am in the middle of Lilith by George MacDonald. This is a fantasy. I'm about 100 and, oh no, I'm not 100 pages in. I'm 95 pages in. So, I'm about 30% in, 36, something like that. Anyway, this book is weird. This was published in 1895. So again, Victober is a month-long readathon in October to read Victorian literature, published between the dates of 1837 and 1901. It is my 9th year participating. It's the 10th year of Victober as a readathon, and so I really enjoy Victober. I always have. Some years I participate a little bit more than others. This year I was trying to at least get quite a few things in. I own so much literature from that time period due to being participating all these years and buying books along the way. So this is a book I picked up at a library book sale, I think last year. I don't think it was this year, but it could have been this April. I don't remember. But I picked this up on a whim, but I only picked it up because George MacDonald, I recognized the name from The Princess and the Goblin. And I did read that last Victober, which I liked. I didn't like the second book, which I didn't complete. I DNF'd that book. But I'm listening to this on audio by Rebecca K. Reynolds, and we are following a man who is at home and kind of in his kind of like a big house that he's inherited, and he sees this kind of weird shadow in the library, and he is told it is maybe the ghost of somebody who had worked for his great-great-grandfather, and he follows that shadow and he finds himself in another world. And it's not a world that makes sense at all. It is really interesting because there are conversations about how people perspective on what somebody will look at the same thing as somebody else and they will see something completely different. So it is very fantastical. It is very whimsical in a lot of ways. It is a really weird story. I am not really enjoying it. Overall, I still want to know what happens just because it's weird and it kind of, the chapters aren't super long, but they kind of just, it's kind of episodic in a way too. So anyway, as I said, I'm probably like close to 40% done. So I do want to come back and I will finish that sometime this week. I'm not sure if I will pick it up on Monday or Tuesday. It depends on another read. The other Victober read that I will come back to is Hester by Margaret Oliphant. So this is, I think it was 1866. I'm not positive. I will have to look that up. I can't remember. But this is a book about Caroline Vernon, who take the first couple chapters I did read on day one on October 1st were about how she became in charge of the family bank and the history of that and what happened. And then I think the rest of the story is her dealing with the daughter of the man her cousin who left the bank in a bad state. And I think it's them, butting heads over stuff, over traditional stuff. And we'll see what happens. Oh no, I guess this was published in 1883. I must be thinking of a different one that was 66. That might have been the Dickens I read last week. Anyway, so I found that I am not a reader, one who can read serially or to read a couple chapters a day. Every time I've tried to join a buddy read that does a couple chapters a day, I can't do it. I just don't think that. I don't read that way. So once I finish Lilith, this will probably be my next audiobook. I think I'm gonna buy the audiobook to in immersion read this. I don't know if it'll be, well, I think I'm gonna immersion read. That's what my idea is, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Anyway, but I will pick that. I will buy that audiobook soon, and I think that's what I'm gonna do for that one. So there's that. And then the only other book that I'm in the middle that I'm gonna pick up on Monday, I think, and that is to continue Three Queens by Geneva Lee. This is Filthy Rich Vampires number 3. So this is the 3rd book in the 4-book series. I have the audiobook out from the library for 2 more days. I have it till Tuesday evening, so I have to get this done before that, and I'm only on page 36. So I have about 265 pages. I have quite a bit to go. So this will be my audiobook after I finish my buddy read pages. Then I will pick this up when I can at work and try to get it done Monday. And if I get it done, then I will go on to Lilith. If I don't get it done, then I'll finish it on Tuesday again after my buddy read pages. But I have to get it done by 5 o'clock to use the audiobook, because the 4th book I have on hold already, and I'm almost going to get it. It's like I'm the 2nd person on the list, so I could get it anytime. So I need to get this done so then I can read book 4 and finish the 4-book series done. So anyway, that's all the stuff I'm in the middle of that are audiobook or that are going to be at least the first couple days of this vlog. Physically, what I'm going to read right now, no idea. I have a couple books that I'm partially through, but I also might start something new because, again, I just DNF'd a book that I was kind of upset about. So now I'm not sure what I feel like reading. So I'm going to give myself a little bit of time. I got to go get the laundry running for the next load and fold some clothes, and then I will come up with what I'm going to do next. I don't know what I'm going to read, but I thought I better start this vlog. It's going to probably be long. I'm already 9 minutes in. Wow, I just talk a lot. So anyway, I will check in with you guys once I've read something, probably later this evening. Okay, so it's almost 10 o'clock and I'm going to go to bed on time tonight, even though I have to, I will be going in late to work because I have to go get some blood work done, and it's fasting, so I haven't eaten anything before a couple of hours ago now, but I can't eat anything until afterwards. So anyway, I'm going to be a little late to work, but luckily I remembered to text my boss and let him know. Anyway, so I'm still gonna go to bed on time, and then I'm gonna get up early because I'm gonna try to do my reading of my buddy read early, because that helps me a lot. And if I get it done early in the morning, the first thing I read, and since I could sleep in, but I just think that would just throw me off. So I'm gonna get up, and after I'm all ready to go and I'm just waiting, I will start my buddy read pages for Monday. But anyway, but tonight, of course, it was a Sunday, so I didn't read very much after a certain point. I just never do. I have good intentions of stuff. I look around, I think I'm going to read something, and I just don't. I did start a little nonfiction that I got from the library today because I saw it was by one of my favorite nonfiction nature writers, Cy Montgomery. And it's What the Chicken Knows, a new appreciation of the world's most familiar bird. So I've read her Hummingbird, and I can't remember in this collection. It's the Hummingbird and the Hummingbird's Gift and the Hawk's Way, I think, is the other one I read. I think that's it. I don't remember. I'll have to look it up later. Anyway, I think I've read the other two small ones that are like this one. So, and again, I've read The Soul of an Octopus and some of her other books. There's still some I have to read. I haven't read the pig one yet. The Good Pig. It's on my list because I got that from, Lindsay, I think from Lindsay Reads. Anyway, I think that's who I got it from. Anyway, so I still need to read that one. I think it's one I want to try to get to this November. But anyway, I saw this on the new releases, even though this is not a new release, but it was there. So it's only a 14-day loan. So, but it's really short. It's like 95 pages or something. No, it's not even that much. It's like 68 pages. Anyway, so I did read the introduction, and I read the first 11 pages. So I read about 20-some pages. So I will read this just a little bit here and there this week. It's not one I want to read like full out. But I will read, they're like some little chapters, little pictures of chickens and stuff. I don't know a whole lot about chickens. I did not grow up on a farm. So, but my dad did, and they had a chicken coop and stuff, and so they would sometimes talk about chickens and stuff. So anyway, and I had friends who had chickens at one point. So they had quails too. They had a couple of different things. Anyway, point is that I'm gonna read. That's just a nonfiction I picked up from the library on a whim today. But I did start that, and then I was just like, okay, I feel like something fiction. And again, I was looking around going, what do I want to read? And I didn't want to read any of my horror or paranormal or anything, because again, I will be reading fantasy and paranormal tomorrow with all my audiobook stuff that I want to do. All the audiobooks I want to read tomorrow are fantasy or paranormal. So I was like, well, maybe I better pick a contemporary or something. And so I decided to pick up the next book in the Gold Rush Ranch series. This is The Front Runner, which is book 3 by Elsie Silver. So again, as I said, I read the Chestnut Springs series before and earlier this year. And so now I've been trying to get through the Gold Rush Ranch books before the end of the year so that I can read the Rose Hill series. I don't know if it just depends when I get to the next book, but I've been really enjoying these. They're not, I still think I like the Chestnut Springs series a little bit better, but I still have enjoyed these. And we're following the vet, Mira, and one of the other, a different ranch Stefan and him. And I like that, you know, it's one of those characters where you don't like him in the first book at all, and then you start to get to know him, and definitely get to know him in this book. And you know, you see not everything you know about him is, you know, it's, you know, just, you know, we get to know him anyway. So far it's too early. I'm only at 51 pages, so I'm not super far, but this will be my physical read with the chicken book this week, until I finish those. So anyway, I think that's it. So that's my update. We'll see how it goes. As I said, tomorrow, I don't care about blood work. I don't like the fasting part of, you know, like, as I said, I like forgot I had just, like, couldn't, I'm only drinking water right now. And that I had to, like, I didn't even want to eat dinner when I just was, like, late eating dinner. And I'm like, oh, I have to eat because I can't eat after 8. So, because of my thing. Anyway, sorry. I'm tired now. So I'm going to head to bed and we'll just get through. And then, you know, we'll have to go to work and get through that. And then we'll see what I get through during the day. It just, as I said, the only thing I have to do is my buddy read pages, which again, I'm going to try to get most of it, if not all done before I leave for my, my blood work appointment. And then I have Three Queens and Lilith to listen to for whatever turns out I have time at work. We'll see. I might not have time because I'm coming in late, but we'll see what happens. Anyway. I will check in with you guys tomorrow. Hey guys, so it is Monday afternoon. It's 4:40. I just got home. I came straight home. I did not work all day because, again, I had to do blood work in the morning, and I had an appointment at 8 o'clock. So I checked in on their little computer system thing, and then I waited 15 minutes, and I was like, okay, wait. The whole point of having an appointment is that, you know, I get in there really close to that time. So I go up to them and they're like, oh no, you're a walk-in. I go, no, I have an 8 o'clock appointment. Check your calendar. And they're like, oh, it didn't pop up. And what? I even got, you know, notifications that, you know, hey, your appointment's at 8. Anyway, annoying. Anyway, but I got that done. And actually, this is the first time I've had my blood vessels didn't recover very well. I think it's because she did the other side of my arm. Usually I always do this arm, my right arm, but it's usually on the outside, and she did the inside and it bruised. Anyway, it's fine. I'm sure it's fine. It's just annoying. Anyway, yes, kitty. Cooper's here. Anyway, because again, I just got home. Yeah, I know, baby. What was I going to say? My brain just, okay. So I didn't work, I only worked like little over 6.5 hours today. So, I will be making up my time in the next 2 days, to cover for that. I'm not worried. Anyway, there's no point to stay late, right now. Everybody's, especially on a Monday, everybody leaves early. I was the only one there the last half hour. So there was no point to stay. Anyway, but right before I left work, I did finish Filthy Rich Vampires by Geneva Lee. This is book number 3, Three Queens. I'm sorry. So the title is Three Queens. Filthy Rich Vampires is the series name. So this is one I'm listening to on audio on Libby. It has Teddy Hamilton and Stella Hunter, which is really good. It's a good audio book. This is very light, fluffy, dramatic vampire romance. And again, they're rich vampires, so they have a lot of stuff. And by this point, there's a lot of things happening. Again, as I said, Thea meets this vampire in the first book, and it kind of sets this like chain reaction of things happening with her and with him, Julian. And it's gone in directions I never expect. I actually was surprised at the way that this went. Again, this isn't great. This isn't the best thing ever. I don't know yet if this is a series I would reread, but it is a bingeable series, and once I get into it, I'm fine. It's just if I only listen to a little bit at a time, I won't listen to it. But the chapters are short, they're punchy, it reads really fast, and I think this is a series, if you want to binge a 4-book series and you just want to have fun. It's nothing like super, like, I don't think your emotions are going to jump up. I laugh a lot at certain things. And then, again, one thing made me gasp at what happened in the, finale of this one. I think the last one too. I just was a little shocked by some revelations. Some things I guess, and then but it's twisted. It's different than what I thought it would be. So I think it's really, I'm just having fun. It's not the best series ever, but I can only recommend this for people who like vampire romance stories that are just fun. They're just, and it's not humor. So there's like rom-com-y, like this is just dramatic rich people who are vampires and other things. Anyway, I really enjoyed this one. My hold for the 4th book, For Eternity, is coming soon. I'm the next one to get the copy, so I could get it today, tomorrow, or in 2 or 3 weeks. So hopefully I'll get to that and finish that this series off. I do have her second series, Filthy Rich Fae, which I will try, but I think I'm gonna wait until next year to read that because the first 2 books are out and the 3rd book comes out later next year, maybe early. I don't remember. But anyway, I want to finish this series, the vampire one. So anyway, so I will be reading that one probably soon because my audiobook is going to come. But again, it's just a fun ride. Anyway, I had fun with that. And this morning, before I went to get my blood work done, I did listen to the chapters I had for today for my Buddy Read with Burnish Bookish Adventures. And again, I really, it's still very slow to me. Like, things happened, like the whole section was over this one event. I mean, had aftermath, like things happened and then, but I just feel it goes on too long on certain things. It's fine. It's just not the best, but it's interesting. I'm still interested in the plot and what's actually behind everything. And the romance is just, it's okay. Like it's I don't know. It's okay. That's not what I'm reading for. I really want to know plot-wise what is going on with this series. Because again, this is the 2nd book in the Witch Lore series. So there's an overarching plot. And I kind of want to know what is going on with that. So anyway, so I did do that. So tomorrow, I think the audiobook I'm going to focus on is Lilith by George MacDonald. Again, this is my Victober audiobook that I'm read right now that I want to finish. This is a fantasy, published in 1895. I am not super enjoying this. That just reminded me of something else. Sorry, I have to remember. But this one, it's just weird. It's about a man who kind of sees like a ghostly figure in his ancestral home, and he follows it into this other world. And it is a very interesting look at fantasy when not very many people were writing fantasies like this and stuff. And it's interesting. It's very episodic kind of feel, but it also, again, it's very interesting about looking at perspectives of how one person will look at one thing and and somebody else will look at it and see something else. So I think there are some interesting themes in here. I'm just not like, it's okay, but I do want to finish it. I'm only 95 pages in. So I'm about, I don't know, 30% I don't remember. It's 252 pages. But I hope that this will be the book that I finish tomorrow on audio. It's done by Rebecca K. Reynolds. So I think I probably talked about that yesterday, but that's fine. We just did it. It's done. Anyway, so that'll be, and then after that, I don't know what I'm going to listen to on audio. I have a lot of things that have come in that are from my fall TBR. So we'll see. We'll see. So tonight, after I go lay down. I'm kind of, I was hoping one of my books was coming today. One of my pre-orders is the last one for September that hasn't come yet. It's supposed to come today, and I haven't seen the mailman yet. And I really want it because it's the next volume of Under the Oak Tree. And I really want to read that. I don't have it yet, so maybe tomorrow. It might probably show up later, and then I won't go get the book until tomorrow. But anyway, I really want to read that tonight. But instead, I'll probably read a little bit of What the Chicken Knows by Cy Montgomery. So I just want to at least read a little bit of it. Again, it's the nonfiction that I picked up from the library. And then probably what I'll do is I'll just read some of The Front Runner by Elsie Silver and try to get a little bit farther into this. Just because it's light read and easy, and I want to do that. So I think that's it for now. Yeah, I really wanted Under the Oak Tree. So if my mailman would come, I would go get that. But I probably, because I want to go change, so I probably won't do anything with that. But anyway, so that's it for right now. Unless I finish something, I probably won't come back tonight just because I'll make progress on stuff, but if I finish anything, I will come back and talk to you guys because I'm just going to have a quiet evening with the cats. I do have to go to work on, normal tomorrow. So, we will see how that all goes. And as I said, I hope to finish Lilith tomorrow. That's my goal. And then we'll see what I feel like. Oh, well. Yeah, we'll have to see. But I'll still have my buddy read pages as well. So I still have that to do first. I forgot. Darn it. Not because of that, but I was thinking, too much planning. I was a scheduler for many, many, many years, and it sometimes just doesn't go away. So anyway, that's it. Cooper is getting impatient, so I will talk to you guys later. Okay, just one thing I totally forgot that I remembered while I was talking about Lilith by George MacDonald, and then I was like, oh, I'll remember that. No, I won't. Yeah. Anyway, I have DNF'd The World Beyond the World. Wood Beyond the World. The Wood Beyond the World by William Morris. So this was also a fantasy Victorian book. It was really short. It was only 132 pages, but I tried to read it again today on my phone, on the Kindle, and on the Kindle app, and I just didn't care. Like, I tried to read it, and I was like, I just don't care. And of all the Victorian stuff I got, that was a free one off of Kindle that I started to read the other day when I went to a meeting with my coworkers, and I didn't like it then, and I when I tried to read it again today, I was like, no, I don't like it. So I'm just gonna DNF it. It's just not the Victorian literature that I want to read. So I'm just gonna stick to Lilith being the only fantasy right now on my TBR, which again, I hope to finish tomorrow. But I just wanted to put that in here. That was it. I was DNFing The Wood Beyond the World by William Morris. I didn't get along with it. It really was old-timey writing, even like worse than 1700s. I just couldn't do it. It's just the way it was written. I didn't like it. So anyway, that's it. I just wanted to mention that. That was I did DNF something. Okay, it's like 10 minutes later. I was rewatching what I did, and my book showed up. So this is Under the Oak Tree, the comic, volume 2, and it's originally by Suji Kim, and there's artists and stuff, but I am going to, because it hasn't been opened, it's so pretty. I mean, I'm not gonna look because I haven't read this yet, so I'm excited. So the first one, volume 1, is we're following what does she go by? Her name, Maxie. She is a lord's daughter, and she is kind of forced to marry this knight, but after they are married, they have one night after the wedding. She's very confused about what really happened. She's very sheltered. Her father doesn't like her because she stutters, And so he was pretty much marrying her off. And then the knight goes off for 3 years to fight dragons and other things. And so he comes back and he's there to take her. And she is so confused. She thought he abandoned her and doesn't want anything to do with her. And so she's in this position of having stayed at her father's house because she didn't know what else, that was pretty much what her father told her to do. And she stayed there and has been kind of trying to stay out of his way. But the knight comes back and then he takes her back to his lands. And so far in this story, again, I've read the novel as well, and it goes farther than this book. So I don't want to say too much more, but I really enjoyed this. I got this from the library at first. I don't even remember who I saw, like if I saw it on someone's channel or I just saw it on Goodreads or I saw it on Amazon. I don't even know where I saw it, but my library had it. I got it and I was like, I need that. So I bought this and I've read this, and then the first novel came out. I got that. And so, as I said, the second comic just came out. I'm so excited. And then the second novel is coming out in November. So of course that's already pre-ordered. These are just light fantasy. I would say fantasy romance, but again, we have comic form as well as the novel form. So I like the comics better than the novel. The novel to me is not the best, like writing wise. I think they are translated. I'll have to double check. I can't remember. But I mean, again, it doesn't, the writing isn't super sophisticated or really in depth and stuff, but I still have fun because I love the character of Maxie, and I love her story, and with her husband, which I can't think of his name right now. Riftan. And I just love they're cute because they have to learn about each other, and it just, anyway, it's cute. Anyway, I'm so excited that my book is here for the second volume of the comic. So I am going to plans change. I'm going to reread volume 1 and I'll probably get into volume 2 tonight. I am so excited that it's here. I've been waiting for it all year. Anyway, so, yeah, I'll get to the other books, some other time. I'm excited. It's a pre-order. I'm going to read it right away. But I am going to reread the first book or the first novel, the comic. I'm going to read the first graphic novel because I can. Anyway, so that's it. Okay, so it's about 8:30 on Monday night. I just finished my reread of Under the Oak Tree Volume 1, the comic, and I really enjoyed this. It just hits right for me, and I can't say that everybody's gonna like this, but I really enjoy this. And as I said, I like the comic a little bit better than the novel, but I do like both. But because again, I think it really is the two main characters, and they're just a little awkward. And again, they were married, forced, marriage of convenience. Well, it's not really marriage of convenience. It's more, what do you call that? Well, is it called, what do you call it when I can't think. Arranged marriage. That's what I'm looking for. That's the term. Anyway, so they have this arranged marriage, and then again, he was gone for 3 years, and then he comes back, and they're both so awkward because he's been through a lot because he's been off fighting dragons and other monsters, and she has been mostly her whole life has been belittled and ridiculed and kind of closeted, kept away from everybody because she has a stutter and her father does not care for her at all. And so she has a lot of emotional things going on, and she's just so shy, and she has a stutter, and you just feel for her because she has these moments where she tries to break out of it, but it's so hard for her. And I just even though I would say in some ways I'm shy, but not like debilitatingly shy, but she is. And I don't know, there's just something about her. And then Riftan is just, he's a guy. but he definitely, you know, is attracted to her and things, they have some fun time that way too. But I think I just enjoy this. So anyway, I really love this. Anyway, so I did finish my reread. So now I'm going to at least start volume 2. I won't finish this before bed because as much as I would love to say I'm going to stay up and read it, it's Monday night. I can't start the week off this badly, so I will go to bed on time. So wherever I stop is where I stop. But I'm going to read this. So yeah. And then unfortunately then I'm not taking this to work with me because that would be too much of a temptation. Even if I said, oh, I'll just read it on my breaks. I won't. So we're not taking it to work. So it'll have to wait till I get home. So anyway, rereading was good. I'm going to go into the next one. And then I will probably finish tomorrow evening. So we'll see how it goes. Oh, I'm so excited to read the volume 2. So, and I'm glad I let myself just do this. Like, I'm happy. Anyway, I will check in later or tomorrow. Yeah. Hey guys, so it is about 5:50, and I've been home for almost an hour, not quite an hour, probably about an hour actually, and I just sat here and listened to one of my audiobooks to finish out because I just wanted to be done. Anyway, so really quick, last night I got to about 2/3 of the way through Under the Oak Tree Volume 2, so I'm going to continue that tonight. First off here, well now that I'm to this point, really enjoying that, and I really want to get back to that, so I will talk more about that in a little bit. Today I listened to the fourth section of Big Little Spells by Hazelbeck. So again, this is done, the audio is done by Natalie Duke. I keep forgetting to tell you guys that. So I'm not, again, I like it. I don't love this. This is just, it's fine. We're having a fine time, this Berna and I. And I think both of us agree, but it is still the world building and the overarching plot that's is the reason why we keep reading. I mean, I like Rebecca a lot better in this, the character that we follow, her thoughts and her perspective in this one. I like her better, and I get along with her better with understanding why she says or does some things. Like, I get it a lot more than I liked than Emerson. Emerson just drove me crazy. But things are kind of coming to a head of certain things that are coming out. And anyway, so we have one more day. We'll finish this tomorrow. So I'm looking forward to being done with that. We'll see at the end of that if we want to continue, because again, there's at least one more book out, and I think the fourth one was coming out, or maybe it came out already. So there's at least 2 more books in this series. I don't know if that's the end. I would think it would be because of how many characters we would be following, but who knows. But the book that I just finished is Lilith by George MacDonald. Again, this is my Victober read for the fantasy prompt. I bought this on a whim, like at a library book sale. It was either earlier this year or last fall, and I think I bought it because I read The Princess and the Goblin, and I just happened to I found this at the library book sale for $2, and so I picked it up. Now the cover is craziness, but now that I've finished it, I can pick out details in it that go with the story. So this actually does match the story. So this book I did not enjoy overall, but I see the merit of having read it because I do like fantasy and I do like seeing older seeing classics of certain genres and how interesting how they did things that no one would do nowadays, but you can see how things have evolved from them. This is a very confusing fever dream for most of it. And the main character just, his reasoning is not all there, but he also gives, there's certain reasons why he does stuff, but he gets away with stuff that I'm like, I don't know about that. But it's just crazy, like, fantasy. I mean, it was fantasy. Like, it was all over. Just think like a fever dream, like dreams, and how weird they can get. And there is a religious theme or subplot, or not, maybe not a subplot. It's part of the plot. But I didn't quite know what it was going to be. I mean, again, we do get Lola, that's the name of the book, but she doesn't come in, that doesn't come in until midway. And it went in a weird direction once we got there. And I think I had a lot of trouble right before that happened, that I felt like the book was just meandering. I think this is very episodic. The chapters are not super long. There's a couple long chapters where things are happening, which makes sense. But the rest of them are pretty short. But it was just weird. I'm so glad I listened to this on audio by Rebecca K. Reynolds. But I think if I ever came back to this or revisited it, I would do an immersion read. And I think I would have got even more out of it. I feel like there's a lot of good lines in here. I think sometimes I would stop it and go, well, that was actually really interesting. But I didn't tab anything because, well, I was at work for most of the time I listened to this, or in the car. So I didn't get a chance to do that. But I might. It's a book that I can't say that I enjoyed. And I was really glad to get it done, which is why I sat here for the last 45 minutes to finish it. Because I just wanted to be done. But I can also see that there are things in here that I would like to think about more, and I might come back to it. So I'm not going to get rid of my copy. Maybe in a couple of years, I'll feel like doing a reread and, just take it, as doing an immersion read and taking some more time and maybe making notes, or tabbing it or something. I don't know. Again, I don't want to say this was not worth my time, because it was in a lot of ways, but there's a lot of time it wasn't worth my time. So it's like one of those kind of things. But I'm glad I read it for Victober. I'm glad I finished something big, at least a novel. It's only 252 pages. It wasn't super long, but I did finish a Victober book. So at least we did that. So I'm going to now let myself turn on the TV and maybe watch some BookTube. But I'm going to finish Under the Oak Tree Volume 2. And then I will try to read some other physical stuff. But I don't know what audiobook I'm going to listen to tomorrow after I finish my Buddy Read Pages will be my first thing I listen to in the morning, like the drive-in to work, and probably the first hour or so, because I don't listen to it. I'm usually working, but like the first time I can listen to stuff. I don't know. All the books that I have out from Libby right now are all either on my fall TBR or are horror in some point, or mysterious or thrillery. Not thriller for me, which means there's usually a supernatural element, but there's something like that. That I'm not sure any of them I want to start before Thursday night or Friday when I do Halloween weekend. But I have a lot of stuff I own too, so it's not like I don't have things to listen to. So we'll have to see how I feel tomorrow after I finish Big Little Spells, because I might pick up another one off my fall TBR, or one of my again, one of the books I want to get to. But I might also do a reread, because I don't know. I don't think I'm going to pick another Victober book until next week. I have a plan to do 2 big books, and I'm not sure. I just don't know if I can start one of them this week. I don't know if again, that could happen. I could start that tomorrow, the audiobook one. The physical book, I'm going to wait till next week, because I want to clear up whatever books I've started here, and then probably what I'll read on the weekend. But we'll see. As I said, I'm only I mean, as much as my TBR was big, I have to pick and choose. I can't read all Victober stuff. I can't do that. So I'm just going to mix it up. So anyway, I'm going to read my graphic novel and then maybe we'll see what happens after that. Anyway, I will check in later. Hey guys, so it is just before 8 o'clock and I have finally finished Under the Oak Tree, the comic, volume 2. So it didn't take me all that time to read this. It was more, I was watching some videos. I kind of played on my phone a little bit and then my mom called because they had been on vacation for a couple of days. So we were talking about that and we're going to get together this weekend, we think. So anyway, I got a little distracted anyway, but I did just finish this and I really enjoyed it. As I said, I don't think it's for everybody, but it's a really nice fantasy romance comic. The novel, as I said, I've read the novel and I liked it, but I didn't love it as much as the graphic novel, but it's the same exact story because I read the novel part 1, the first one that came out, or volume 1 or whatever, and the first and second volume of the comic take place in the first novel. So I knew everything that was going to happen in here. I mean, again, I read it last year, so I didn't remember every detail, but I remembered the big plot points. So most of it from that book is in here. There might be a little bit extra at the end. I don't remember. I won't worry about it. I'll probably reread that book before the next novel volume comes out, but overall, I just adore this, and I think it's really because of Maxie, and even though I want her to get over her insecurities and things, she's just so shy, but she has, she had a very traumatic, background, and she's just trying to get by, and then she's trying not to look at everything as in to take anything for granted. And I think, but I just love her. Anyway, and I like Riften too. And I like a couple of the other characters we're getting to know, like Ruth, who is the magician. Anyway, I love this. Anyway, so now I have to wait another year for another one. I mean, I don't know. They haven't announced when the next one's coming out, but those are so good. Anyway, so I'm done with that for tonight. So I don't know. I might read a little bit of What the Chicken Knows. Not sure. I might read The Front Runner. I might not read anything. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. As I said, I still have about 2 hours before I go to bed, so I'm sure I'll pick up something, but it'll just be whatever I feel like. I don't plan to get anything. Now, if I get done with What the Chicken Knows, I don't think I will read all of it. I might read a chapter of that or a partial section of it, but I don't think I'll read all of it. But if I do, I'll come back. If not, I will come back tomorrow. Tomorrow, Wednesday. As I said, we don't know. After I finish my buddy read, finish off Big Little Spells, I don't know what I'm going to listen to. I did think of a Victober book that I might start. Well, not start. Go back to, because I do have Gothic Tales by Elizabeth Gaskell that I have never finished. That was was the group read 2 or 3 years ago, and I have every year tried to finish that book, and I have not done it yet. So that is also something I could pick up. I don't know. It just matters how I feel. If I feel like I want a horror, as I said, I got 5 options from Libby right now, and if I feel like Victorian horror, I can listen to Elizabeth Gaskell, and then unless I do a reread or something else, we'll see. It just depends on my mood. I'm not gonna make a decision now, but I did want to point out there was one Victober book that I could do, and that is a book that I've started a couple of years ago that I want to finish this year. And I said I need to continue my Elizabeth Gaskell reading, but I need to get through Gothic Tales. So anyway, that's it for now. So I might not see you right now, but maybe Wednesday. We'll see. I have a feeling I might go to Barnes & Noble after work because they're having double stamps. But I don't have anything like the one book I was looking that I really wanted. They don't have in my location. Actually, don't have it in any of the locations here in Portland. I checked. I mean, not that I would have driven to the other ones for it, but I'm still like, so I might have to think about that. But I might still stop by after work just to see if there's anything. I still have a little bit of money on my gift card that I had from last month or the month before that I haven't spent all of. So I have a little bit of money, and I have some rewards. So I could buy 2 books and probably get away with that with not spending much money. So we will see. I'm not saying I'm going to buy 2 books. I'm not saying I'm going to buy 1 book. I'm not saying I'm going to buy anything. I'm not saying I'm going to go there, but I might. Anyway, I will check in with you guys later. Hey. Okay. I tried to film, but going up to Barnes & Noble, a car was like doing a weird U-turn and like was waiting for me, and then I had to wait for other cars, so I didn't get to film on the way in. And then I tried to do inside, so I think I have like 10 seconds or something inside. Anyway, so the book I went in for, the one book I did and came out with 3. I got the second Death of Locke by V.L. Bovalino. Anyway, I hear this is a really good fantasy with some romance, but it has to do with a mage, and I think she is his blade, somehow his healer and protector. So like they're like a team, and I think it's a friends to lovers, but it's definitely more fantasy. I think it starts out. But they're on a quest and there's magic. Anyway, just sounded good. I think I saw a Tori between the pages just read this and really, really love it. So I wanted to get it, and they got a copy in, so I'm excited. So that's what I went in for. And I'd actually ask one of the booksellers, who is somebody I've seen there. She and I talk fantasy romance and stuff whenever I go in fantasy. I've seen her many times. Anyway, so she helped me find it. Anyway, she found it for me. And then while I was waiting, while she's looking for the book, because it was on a cart somewhere, because it came in yesterday. Because I kept checking the website yesterday, hoping the book would be in their stock, and it wasn't. And I'm like, no, I need it. And then it showed up today, so I was like, yes. So they got it. Anyway, so I did pick up kind of a pick that what book I've never heard of, called Druid Cursed by C.J. Burright. And this is paranormal, where a druid has been cursed by a witch, and he needs to sacrifice. He needs the blood of this woman who is the descendant of the witch who cursed him. So I have read books like this, but not with a druid. I haven't had a druid in a while, so I thought that'd be fun. And the sprayed edges are gorgeous. Look at that. That's just gorgeous. Yes, the book that got me, and I thought I'd try it. He said, it's on the front, it says he's waited 6 centuries for her. It's listed more under romance, but since it's a paranormal, to me, that's what I like. Anyway, and then another one which I would consider retelling as well as paranormal, I guess. I'm not sure. But it's Hollow, a Gothic Shade of Romance by Karina Halley. Or Hall. I don't know how she says her last name. I should look it up. Everybody says it differently, it seems like. So this one is like a Sleepy Hollow retelling. But I think that I don't know if it's quite a love triangle between Katrina, Ichabod, and Brahms. So I'm kind of curious. Anyway. And it says it's a sexy, dark fantasy. I'm excited. I might read this before the end of the month. I've been wanting to read her for quite a long time, and I just saw this there and I bought it. And again, I had, what did I have? I had points. Yeah. So I actually only spent like $21 for all 3 of those, because I had a gift card. I mean, again, I didn't pay for the gift card, so that was money. And then I had $15 in rewards. And then today was double stamp day. So I'll gain back one of my rewards, but anyway, it was good. I bought too many. Still, I'm excited for those books. I'm hoping to get to them pretty soon, actually, now that I've bought them. But, I need to... I have so many books. Why do I think I'm going to get to something soon? Anyway, that's my update for now. I'm going to head home now, and then I'll talk to you about what I've been reading today. Hey guys, so I'm home now. It is almost 6 o'clock, not quite, I've been home a little bit. I just had dinner, Anyway, we won't talk about my book buying. Anyway, so earlier today I did finish Big Little Spells by Hazel Beck. So this is book 2 in the Witch Lore series that I read with Berna. And overall, as I said, I liked it, but I don't love it. It's not a favorite or anything like that. I liked the main character of this one better than the main character of the first book, but I just think this book is too long. I still like the world building, and I still like the overarching plot that's going to probably go over all the books in the series because of what the main group is, what they're up against kind of thing. I think this one, I'm not quite sure how to put it, but I feel like the bad guys are just mean girls kind of thing. So it was kind of hard to read some of that and take it seriously. And then some things happened that I'm like, that could have been a bigger moment than it was. Anyway, but I liked it. I mean, again, where it ended, I liked some of the things that happened in the end. The romance was fine. I don't feel too much either way. I kind of felt the same way about the first romance. So really, I'm reading this for the world building, the paranormal elements, and the overarching plot, and the group together as a whole. All the characters, I like them as a group. Anyway, so we have decided we are going to read the next one, which is Truly Madly Magical, or Truly Something Magical. Anyway, which is book number 3. So we will read that at the beginning of November. So anyway, but I'm glad we got through it. I did enjoy it overall. Just, not a favorite, but I'm interested to see where it goes. My only problem with the next book is that it does have a second chance romance, which always is hard for me. There's only like 2 or 3 that I've liked. But I will read it because it has characters I do want to follow and find out more about them. So we'll see how that one goes. Anyway, so after I finished that, then I did almost listen to Gothic Tales by Elizabeth Gaskell, but I didn't want to. So I picked up Cherish Hard by Nalini Singh. This is book 1 in the Hard Play series. This is a reread. So I read Rock Hard last week, right? Read that, but that isn't another series. But this is offshoot from that. This is the brothers of the main male character in that series. So this one goes back several years. I think it's like 6 or 7 years before that other book, something like that. And so this is talking about that guy's younger brother. He has 3 brothers. This is the one that's close in age to him, and it's him meeting Isla, and it's just cute. It's not great, like it's not the best thing ever. It's not a favorite, but I do like the characters, and I like their story. That has to do with, what do you put first, and when do you, how you should look at your business, and if you're trying to get something, but is it worth the sacrifice for that and stuff. And overall, it's just cute. What I really liked about this is Isla has a best friend who is the main character in the next book, which we'll talk about in a second. But anyway, I really like this one about Sailor and Isla and their story. So I mean, again, it wasn't like the best thing ever, but it was, you know, for me, solid 4. I did find it funny that I hadn't reread this in at least like 7 or 8 years. So I just hadn't got around to it because I haven't finished the series. So I think that's probably why I kept rereading the one I really love, which is Rock Hard. But I want to read the other ones in this offshoot series, Hard Play. So anyway, so I finished this. And then on my drive home, I listened to Rebel Hard, which is the second book in the Hard Play series. So this one follows friends of the 2 main characters in the other book. So Isla's best friend, how does she say it? Nana. Oh gosh, my cats are chasing each other, and sorry, they're crying. Nana, and then we're following Raj, who is also a friend of Sailor's. And they have an encounter at a party, and then they find out their parents are trying to set them up. They're both of India descent, and so they are going through an arranged marriage for different reasons, both of them. And they find out that their parents are trying to arrange the marriage between them. And so, because they had this one episode that didn't go well in the end, but their chemistry is pretty hot. Anyway, it's just a fun, as a contemporary romance, and it's just fun because it takes place in New Zealand, and these audiobooks done by Justine O'Keefe have, you know, they have the right accents, and it's just fun. It's fun. Anyway, so this one, I remember liking this one a little bit more than Cherish Hard, but I still like Cherish Hard. But I'm looking forward to getting farther into Rebel Heart. I think I got like 50 pages in. So that'll probably be my read, my audiobook for tomorrow. So anyway, yeah. Anyway, that's kind of where I'm at on that. Both of these are rereads. And then once I finish those, finish Rebel Hard, the next 2 in this series are new to me because I've never read them. I bought them when they came out, and I never read them because I wasn't reading contemporary romance almost at all at that point. And the only ones I'd read were Nalini Singh, but I didn't continue and I didn't read contemporary for quite a while there. So anyway, I'll get to those maybe next week or the week after. We'll see. I'm going to try. I mean, I do want to try to finish that series out this year. So I will try to get those last two books after I finish my reread, and then try to get those last 2 done. So at least I can finish off another series. Anyway. And I should, because it's Nalini Singh, I should read them anyway. Anyway. So tonight I have about 25 pages left. Is that about it? Yeah. Well, a little bit over 28 pages left of What the Chicken Knows by Cy Montgomery. So I'm going to read this because I need to go to the library tomorrow to drop off some books and get some new ones that have come in. So, because one of them, I never saw that it showed up, and I got a notice yesterday saying, oh, they're only going to hold it till Friday. And I'm like, wait, what? I didn't know anything about it. I must have missed the first one. Anyway, or my email ate it. Anyway, so I want to finish this so that this can be one of the ones I turn back in. Because again, it's a 14-day loan, and I want to try to get it back. So anyway, I just have like 28 pages left, so I'm going to try to finish this tonight, and then we'll see how I feel after that. So anyway, I will check in a little later. Okay, real quick, it's about almost 7:30. I've been watching BookTube and getting distracted, but I did finish What the Chicken Knows, A New Appreciation of the World's Most Familiar Bird by Cy Montgomery. Again, I have read The Hummingbird's Gift. That's like this size, so it's about the same. I think actually I won it in a Goodreads giveaway years ago. Anyway, so this was interesting because I don't know anything about chickens. Like, I don't even like to eat chicken. I don't like chicken. It's a texture thing. I don't like to eat chicken, so I picked it up only because of Cy Montgomery. But I knew she'd be talking about the animals, like having them on property and stuff. So it was interesting to read about that. It's really short. There's not a ton of information. There's not a ton of, like, it's not super scientific at all. It really is just her experience of having chickens on her property for 20 years. And you know, there are ones that lived and died, and different things that happened to them, and things that chickens do that you might not think that they do, and they're not as dumb as, you know, some people say they are. I think it was really interesting. I think it was fine. I'm glad I checked it out just because it was little and short. Again, the pictures are, I mean, of the chickens are really pretty. They got some pretty pictures in there. I mean, there's not a lot, but it was still nice. Anyway, but it was a library book, so I will be returning that. And I read another Cy Montgomery book, which, again, I never saw that come out, so I didn't know it existed. But again, it's chicken. Anyway, so is it. I can read something else tonight, so I should pick up The Front Runner because I'd started that, but I don't know what I feel like right now. So we'll see. Yeah, I don't know. Well, I mean, I don't know. I don't really feel like reading right now. I finished that. So we'll see what happens. If I read something, I'll let you know, or let you know tomorrow. If for some reason I don't come back again tomorrow, I have to go to the library after work to take back what books I have here that I want to get rid of, or take back, and then pick up a couple. And then I will wrap up this vlog with whatever I read during the day, and then do my first rolls for Halloween weekend. And we'll see how that goes this weekend. But we'll see what happens tomorrow. I'm not, as I said, right now I don't even know what I feel like reading. I might just read Front Runner, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Anyway, I will come back either tonight if there's something interesting, or I will let you know tomorrow what I did. Hey guys, so it is about 5:22 on Thursday afternoon. So I am going to wrap up this video with what I read today, and then I am going to start a new video for the second weekend of Halloween weekend. So I don't have a clue what I'm going to read because today hasn't gone the way I planned. One thing did, but then the rest no. So last night, after I finished What the Chicken Knows, which has gone back to the library now, I didn't read anything. I just didn't feel like it. And I was like, well, you know what? I have to have those nights off, I guess, where I don't read a whole lot. So I didn't read much. So I just watched BookTube and had fun. I still had some TBR videos I hadn't seen. I have so many of those. I watch those almost all month. But I watched some more, and it's just fun. I love TBR videos. They're probably, I mean, other than certain vlogs, I would say TBR videos are my favorite because they're talking about books they're excited to read. Anyway, I don't know why, but those are my favorite. Anyway, so I didn't, again, nothing else last night. So this morning and through into early afternoon, I listened to Rebel Hard by Nalini Singh. Again, this is the second book in the Hard Play series. This is a reread. I did read this back in 2018, which I think is when it came out. So, because I think I read the first two books. Well, I read them close together because I think I waited till another book was out. I don't know why, but I did. Anyway. And so I haven't read this since then. I can't believe I haven't reread it, or at least I didn't find record of reread. I just don't recall rereading these, but I might have one time read both of them again, but I don't remember right off. I'd have to really go through my handwritten notes. But I enjoyed this. Again, it's a nice contemporary, and we're following two people who are their parents are trying to arrange their marriages, and they, of course, met on accident right before that happened. And it was that's fun. There's a lot of funny moments in this. There's a lot of deeper things as well. I don't think these are as hard-hitting as some contemporaries I've read. They're not, it's not dark. This is very much just a contemporary romance. And I really enjoyed it overall and how it went. So anyway, it was just fun. I really liked this one. I will continue to the last two, but probably not. I don't know if I'll get to it this month. We'll see how I feel, but I have two more in this series that I've never read, that I own, that I just need to get to. So at some point I will, when I'm in a contemporary mood and want to read those, I will. I think one is a chef, the main male character, because they're all, this one is the best friend of the one in the first book. And in the first book, the other two books are for two of his brothers, and one's a chef and one's a rugby player. So we will see how that goes. Anyway, so then, so I had some time right before I left work to start something new. And my hold for Marigold Mind Laundry by Jung Yoon came in. I think this is translated from the Korean by Shanna Tan. Yeah, so same translator as Welcome to the Hunandong bookshop, I believe. I'm pretty sure that's the same one. Anyway, so this one starts out really weird. I only made it like 5-6% in. I'm only 20 pages in, and I was just like, I'm not paying attention. I don't care. So I'm gonna wait on this one. I just got the audiobook, as I said, today, so I have it for 3 weeks. I will either pick it up again or let it go. We'll make a decision. But it's kind of weird right off. This young person has some kind of powers and she didn't understand her powers, and her parents disappear. And then I think it's her trying to deal with that. So I'm not quite sure. As I said, I only did 20 pages, and I might even have to re-listen to them because I'm like, I don't understand what's going on. Anyway, so yeah, so I'm not really counting this, but technically I listened to 20 pages of that. So, and then I decided to pick one of my spookier reads because I'm going to start Halloween. So I thought, well, I might as well start one of the ones that might be able to listen to tomorrow. Okay, so I know some people really like this series, and I know some people who really like this. And on the surface, it feels like a book or a series that I should like because it has kind of a lot of elements that I would even say were kind of Twin Peak-ish, and like it has that kind of spooky unknown element and someone coming in from the government to a small town. And there are things about it that I'm intrigued about, but there's just something about it that I don't care. Like, I'm reading it and I'm just like, come on. Like, I'm only what did I get to? 57 pages. And I was just like, I don't care. I just don't want to read it. So I have the whole series that I got at Goodwill one trip a couple years ago, and this is the second time I've tried to read this book, so I am going to unhaul these books, and that is the Wayward Pine series by Blake Crouch. So I've never read anything by this author. I was hoping this would be my gateway into him because it does sound like something I would enjoy, of a secret, a national security agent who goes into this town on an assignment, and he wakes up not knowing where he is or what's going on, and it takes him a little while to remember certain things about himself, but there's still something off about this town and the way people react to things and how he is treated, and just some really weird things. And I think there's a lot of good stuff in here, but there's something about it that just, I listened, like I tried to read this once. I didn't get very far. I think I got a little bit far, not too far into it. I got probably about 15, 20 pages in. I put it down, and then I got the audiobook a year or so after that. And I got about, I didn't get very far. I got like, I don't know, I think I got like 18 minutes in. So it was probably about maybe not as far as the first time. And then this time I got it set to 57 pages, and I don't know what it is about this. It's just, I can totally see why this is made into a TV series. And I can totally see this would be really good visually. Like, I could see it. Like, I might even, I just don't watch TV series anymore. But, I would be more amped to watch it than to read it. There's just something about it. So I feel kind of bad because I wanted to like this and I did not. But I'm going to DNF it because it's not, I don't want to take time to read it. Let's put it that way. And it's, I mean, again, the audiobook's not very long, but it is a 3-book series with Wayward as book 2 and The Last Town as book 3. So I'm going to get rid of all 3 of those. It's just, it is not it was not the book for me. And I don't know why. And I don't know if it just, I've tried it 3 times now. Again, I tried physically and I tried audiobook, and now I've tried audiobook a second time, and I just, nah, I don't care. I did try. And it could just be because it is a thriller and I don't like thrillers. But again, there are so many elements in here that are what I usually like in books, where they drop you into kind of a weird kind of place. But I don't know, there's just, I don't know what it is. There's just something wrong with it. Anyway, so that's where my Thursday reading is ending. As I said, I don't physically, I'm in the middle of so many books right now that I've stopped here and there. But I don't know what I'm going to read tonight because I'm going to play the game, on the next video. So that's kind of it. So I mean, I did read quite a bit this week. I'm pretty happy with it. I, wish I'd gotten more done, but I did a lot of rereads. I did finish Lilith by George MacDonald, so I did have some Victober, so that was good. Next week, again, my Victober book is huge, so we'll see how that goes when I come to that, the next video after the next one. Anyway, next week. I'll start that on Monday probably. We'll see how that goes. Anyway, I think that's it. So if there's anything that you've read or you enjoyed, let me know. And I again will be doing this is another 3-day vlog for Halloween weekend. Put on my books with Lexi, and then I'll come back and do kind of more Victober and just random reads that my mood just kind of takes me to. So anyway, I will see you guys later. Bye.